Resolution of Recemic mixture. Voice PPT presented by Afroz Pathan, Department of Pharmaceutical Chemistry and Sciences. What do you mean by Recemic mixture? Recemic mixture is nothing but it is an equimolar concentration of two enantiomers. It is also called as racemate or racemic modification. Enantiomers. Enantiomers are nothing but these are two optical isomers which are mirror images of each other and have identical physical and chemical properties. Hence, it is difficult to separate. But by using a process called as resolution, we can separate it. So, resolution is nothing but it is a process where the racemic modification is separated into its individual constituents. What is the need for the resolution of racemic mixture? Here I have taken an example of cetirizine. Cetirizine is useful for the treatment of allergy, but it has a side effect called as sedation, causes sleep. Among levocetirizine and dextrocetirizine, levocetirizine has less sedative action. Hence, by using resolution process, if we separate both levocetirizine and dextrocetirizine, and only levocetirizine is useful for the formulation of tablets which can treat allergy effectively. Another example is levodopa, which is useful for the treatment of Parkinson's disease, but its D isomer is also having a side effect called as granulocytoma. So by using resolution process, we can separate both levodopa and R-dopa and formulate only levodopa for the effective treatment of Parkinson's disease. Coming to the types of resolution mixtures, these are divided into 7 types. Among them, the first one is mechanical separation, then preferential crystallization method, biochemical separation, formation of diastereomers, crystal complex formation, chromatographic separation, and the last one is kinetic method. So based upon these 7 types, we are going to separate enantiomers by using resolution process. The first method is mechanical separation, also called as spontaneous resolution. This method was introduced by Louis Pasteur in the year 1860. Here he has separated the racemic mixture of sodium ammonium tartrate. Generally, sodium ammonium tartrate, as these are enantiomers, mirror images of each other, which crystallize out in the form of racemic mixture below the temperature 27 degrees centigrade. The crystal forms of both the enantiomers have different shapes, hence can be separated by using magnifying lens and forceps. But the major disadvantage of this method is it is time consuming and every compound cannot be crystallized out at room temperature by using this method. Example is citric acid. Next method is by the formation of diastereomers. When the racemic mixture consists of two enantiomers is allowed to react with an optically active material, then it results in the formation of diastereomeric derivatives. Diastereomers have different physical and chemical properties, hence can be separated easily by either fractional distillation or by chromatography. So, diastereomers formation and its separation is generally done by a 3-step technique, which is clearly explained in the next slide. Here I have taken an example of an racemic mixture A, which consists of two enantiomers R and S configuration. This when treated with another optically active reagent B having S configuration, which acts as a resolving agent, results in the formation of diastereomers AB. Generally, diastereomers have different physical and chemical properties. So, in the next step, we can separate both the diastereomers either by conventional method, fractional distillation, or by chromatography. In the last step, we have to remove the component B so that the original enantiomers A can be separated effectively. If we take a general example, generally for separating of acids, many optically active bases like natural alkaloids are being used. Examples are brucine, quinine, strychnine, etc. Here I have taken an example of an acid, that is lactic acid. Lactic acid racemic mixture when treated with S-brucine, which acts as resoluting agent, results in the formation of a salt having diastereomeric property. So by using diastereomer method, we can separate both the diastereomers, and then if we remove S-brucine, individual components of lactic acid is obtained. The third method is preferential distillation by inoculation. In this method involves seeding of saturated solution of Recemic mixture with pure crystal of one of the two enantiomers. Thereupon, the solution now becomes supersaturated with the respected added enantiomer and begins to crystallize out and can be separated from the enantiomer easily. The resolution of glutamic acid by inoculation is the preferred industrial method, and Hartha, a scientist, obtained total resolution of free amino acids by adding pure crystals of corresponding DNA and isomers of amino acids. Thereby, so many amino acids can be separated based upon this technique. The next method is biochemical separation. This was introduced by Louis Pasteur in the year 1858. In this method is based on the fact when certain microorganisms like bacteria, fungi, yeast, molds are grown in dilute solutions of Recemic mixture, they destroy one enantiomer rapidly than the other. For example, if you take the penicillium mold called Penicillium glaucum, it preferentially destroys the plus isomer of Recemic mixture sodium ammonium tartrate, leaving the minus sodium ammonium tartrate in the solution. But this has severe disadvantages. The dilute solutions must be used, hence the yield which we are going to obtain is very less. And one form is always destroyed, means 50% yield will be decreased, which can be obtained by other resolution techniques. And it is necessary to find out the microorganisms which preferentially attacks only one isomers, leaving behind the other. So based upon this, we will get only one isomer with 50% yield. Next method is chromatographic separation. The principle involved in chromatography is adsorption. Here, the optically active support silicon dioxide is used as stationary phase, and the mixture to be separated is dissolved in a solvent which acts as mobile phase. The solution is passed through a column packed with the material, and that tends to absorb with chiral material present in mobile phase. The two enantiomers can be expected to move through the column at different rates because they have different affinities for the chiral material. Here I have taken an example of cinchona alkaloids which has two pairs of enantiomers, quinine quinidine and cinchonine cinchonidine. Stereoselective adsorbent like silica gel can absorb quinine more rapidly than its stereoisomer quinidine. Hence quinidine elute first, which can be separated easily from quinine, whereas cinchonidine has a structure similar to quinine. With the same column, cinchonine elute first and later cinchonidine. So hence, the Recemic mixtures of cinchona alkaloids can be separated effectively by using chiral chromatography. Another method is kinetic method. This method is based on the fact that one of the enantiomer of Recemic mixture reacts faster than the other with optically active compound. Here I have taken an example of minus menthol which reacts faster with plus malic acid than with minus malic acid. Hence, minus menthol mandolate ester will form faster when compared to minus menthol minus mandolate. So based upon the fastness of the reaction, we can separate both the enantiomers. Thus, with the difference in kinetics of the reaction, Recemic mixture can be separated. Last method is channel complex formation. In this method, resolution is done without using any chiral reagents. Shellac, a scientist, added plus and minus forms of 2-chlorooctane to a solution of urea, which is a non-chiral compound. So which upon fractional distillation, two different urea complexes can be separated. Urea plus 2-chlorooctane and urea minus 2-chlorooctane. So by this we can effectively separate both the enantiomers. Another example is triorthothiamidate, which form crystal complexes with ethanol and can be resolved by adding any of the crystals plus form or minus form as a seeding agent, and slow growth of either one of the isomer occurs, which can be separated easily. Thank you.